Well, welcome back. We have some exciting news for those who've been renting for years and finally want to have a home that they can call their own.
And that is why the co-founders of Casa Connect AZ are here with us today. Happy to have them, Bree Zentarski and Claudia Dill. Great to have you here today. So we're interested in your business because so many people are renting and think, you know what, I'm just not going to be able to ever own my own home. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. We really do love making a difference in people's lives. And we really have three parts to our business. The first part is that we are working with a select few qualified folks that are looking at actually investing their capital and partnering specifically directly into the asset class of single family homes. And then for long-term cash flow, for the tax benefits, for upside of the equity, those types of benefits. The second part of our business is actually with sellers, so people that own their properties, but they're maybe looking at selling them and they don't really fit into the typical model of the selling. And then our third type is actually our residents, and that part of the business is really helping, like what you're talking about, is those 70 to 80% of folks that really cannot walk into a bank or a lender to get a traditional mortgage right now. And so, but they really want to own a home of their own, so we're able to help them through that process.
Right, and of course, even some of the terms you're mentioning, you know, first-time home buyer may not 100% know what that means, so they need somebody to translate that for them, and that's where you guys come in. So talk about your background a little bit and what made you get into this business in the first place.
Yes, so actually Claudia and I are both, our educational background are as physical therapists, and so we each are clinicians and ran our own practice, and we really have a deep desire to help people, and we really love helping to work through it with people to meet their goals, really. And then our real estate background has been in long-term rentals, short-term rentals, flipping and rehabbing, some buying and selling land, and now primarily these lease with options to buy.
And you really break it down for people because it can be a little bit overwhelming. So
oh, absolutely. It seems very complicated to look at it the first time, but what we did was we joined forces, and we chose this model because it just is a perfect match. It ties in our belief of helping folks, and also allows us to use our knowledge in this business.
Simplifies it for people.
Just simplifies it. We can put it right out there. Also, similar to when we were practicing clinically, we do take the time to educate folks and to stay with them throughout the whole process. Not that we're in their lives, but we are available to them.
Oh, that's
as they
really
progress.
Nice to hear.
So we just don't drop them off.
Right, because there are so many parts of the process.
Exactly.
And there can be hiccups in between, as we all know, because we've been part of this one way or another. So let's talk about the benefits for residents of a lease with the option to buy.
Well, when we lease with an option to buy, otherwise known as rent to own, we form a bridgeway between renting and home ownership. So our residents are hardworking folks who have good, solid jobs, and they may, as you said earlier, they may never have realized that they can actually own their own home. This is an opportunity. On the other hand, some have tried to apply for financing for this and been turned down possibly several times and have lost hope. So we provide them with the opportunity to live in the home they want to own. They can paint it, they can rehab it, they can update it, they can do anything they want with that as long as it's, you know, improving it, and then just take it from there.
When we're talking about longer terms too, not just 1 to 3 years, but 10, what's the reason behind that?
Yeah, so it really does benefit both our equity owners as well as our residents. Like kind of what Claudia was alluding to is, you know, many times it takes longer than the 1 to 2 years to really like get your credit cleaned up or to get some seasoning in your job, or if you're self-employed, for example, really get a couple years of some good income on your for your tax returns. Otherwise, too, it just takes a little time to be able to save up for a down payment, or pay down debt to get your debt-to-income ratio where it needs to be.
And you also help people sell their homes. I saw some of the testimonials that were flashed up on the screen there, and somebody said, oh my gosh, I was in this huge time crunch to sell my house, but you really helped.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We work with the MLS. We'll buy through the MLS or other traditional means like for sale by owner or things like that. But we also help folks who are struggling, one way or another. They just don't fit that traditional model. They may not be able to do the repairs, or they don't want to. They may there may be landlords who are burned out and want to get out of that situation, or they may have inherited a house, or they may be in financial trouble themselves and just can't make their payments anymore. So we step in and can do that, and we can close on their terms in terms of how long it takes.
Right, life happens, right?
Yes,
You guys are there to
yes,
assist people with that.
yes,
I already feel
yes.
relaxed just talking about this. It just feels zen. It feels great. Thank you guys for being here. Nice to
You
see
are so welcome.
Yes, thank you so
Pleasure.
much for
It's
asking
been a
us to
joy.
be here.
Thank
If
you.
you'd like to schedule some advice, no obligation. It's a Q&A session. You can call 520-222-9255.